Okay, my friends, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at this data graphically. It's in tabular form right now, which is great, but we're going to look at it graphically instead, which I think is better. So in order to do this, you've got your data in this nice little table. I want you to select the velocity column and the perception reaction distance column. The way you're going to do this is you're going to left click where it says velocity MPH and hold. And then you're going to, while you're holding that, drag until you have selected and highlighted the entire velocity column plus the velocity and then the entire perception reaction distance. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make what's called a scatter plot of this. Don't worry about writing that down right now or keeping track of it. We're going to put this on the screen in a second. But to do that, go up to Insert. And you're going to wander over here to Charts. And there's a bazillion different kinds of charts that Microsoft can do with you. We're going to learn like 3 or 4 of them in this class. We'll start with the scatter plot today. And the scatter plot option is right above, right there, in this most recent version of Office. So we're going to left click on that. And then it gives you many, many options, of which we're only going to pick the simplest one, which is right here. And we're going to left click. And that, my friends, is what is known as a scatter plot. We're going to chat about this in a second. I want to make sure that we were able to get that in. So if you have to, go back and rewind and watch it again. I'm going to grab the drag handles to make it larger to cover up more of the screen, so we're only focused on this. Now, what you're looking at is you're looking at a series of values on a horizontal axis and a series of values on a vertical axis. Unfortunately, none of them are very helpful because there's no labels on those axes. So what you have to realize is the way Microsoft creates scatter plots, it looks at how you selected the data. And since you selected velocity on the left and perception distance on the right, it plots velocity as the horizontal and the other one as the vertical. So what I'm going to do, I think what we really should do in this is we should add some axis titles to this. And this newest version of Excel, when you click on the chart, this little green cross shows up. I jokingly refer to it as the dispensary cross. If you click on that, it shows you chart elements. Now, if you have different versions of Excel, your chart elements might be in different places. If you need to send me an email, by all means, send me an email. Say, I've got this version of Excel or I've got this kind of computer and I'm stuck, and I'll give you a hand. So what you're going to do is we know that the axes are there, but we don't have any axis titles yet. So we're going to click on that. And there they are. There's axis title horizontal, and there's axis title vertical. I know you might not like that one being vertical. I'll show you how to deal with that in a second. So for the horizontal axis title, I'm going to left click on it once, and I'm just going to type speed in miles per hour. And I'm going to press enter, and then that has changed. And if you want to, you can go to the Home tab, and you can make it bold. You can increase the font size if you want to make it easier to read. That's totally fine. You can also, if you want, bold the units on the axis if you want to change those. You got quite a bit of flexibility in Excel when it comes to making charts. Okay, vertical title. This vertical title is the perception. I spell that right? Perception distance in feet. Okay, I'm going to press enter. And now you might be looking at this and go, oh God, that's hurting my brain to look at that. If you want it to be rotated so that it's less vertical like that, you can right click on it and then go to Format Axis Title. And then this is a bit clicky, but bear with me here. Text options. This little choice here, text box. And then the text direction, which we're going to do horizontal. And if you do that, boop, it pops out and you can close this. So now it's actually kind of the correct orientation. It smushes the graph to make it fit. I can make that bold. I can increase the font size a little bit if you want. Make that bold as well. I'm going to change this title too. I don't mind perception reaction distance. I'm going to call it perception reaction distance as a function of speed. I'm going to try to spell function correctly, not function, but function, as a function of speed. Now, let's make sure we know what we're looking at. As I said, this is called a scatter plot. I'm going to drag it so that we can actually see. There we go. Drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it. There we go. Okay, good. Whoop. All right. What are you looking at? Well, you see these blue points. There's a blue point right there, that one right there. You'll notice that that blue point has a horizontal coordinate, a run coordinate, if you will, of 20, and a rise coordinate of 44. That's because that point right there is reflecting, if you're going 20 miles an hour, you're going to take 44 feet to stop. That's what that point represents right there. This point right here, if you're going 30 miles an hour, it takes you 66 feet to stop. If you're going 40 miles an hour, it takes you 88 feet to stop. So what you're seeing is you're seeing what's called a scatter plot, which is a graphical representation of two dimensions of a data set. Each point has two coordinates, two dimensions, if you will, speed and feet. And this scatter plot allows us to look at these in a very, very organized way. Matter of fact, I'm feeling saucy. I'm going to make the title a little bit bigger too. All right. And that is getting a scatter plot into Microsoft Excel. I'll pull this up a little bigger so all we're looking at is the plot. In the next video, we're going to look at how to represent the average behavior of these points. So more on that in the next video.